Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this one we're going to be taking a look at Theta. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we're pulling back down, and as expected, we did reach to some of the targets that we were looking at in the previous update. And right now, our next target is going to be 82.5 cents. So that would be the 1.272 fib level on this smaller fib. We've got the swing high set up over here from November 2022, and the swing low is in October 2022. And right now we're retracing back to this March low, and I do think with Bitcoin pulling back down to potentially $25,500, which is the 20 EMA on the weekly chart, we could definitely be moving back down, and I would expect us to even retest this yellow trend line. Let me just change the color of that so it's a bit easier for you to see that. Let's make it red, or maroon, I should say. So this maroon trend line and the one that's below, this is a falling wedge, as you can see, and we broke out of it, and then we back tested it as support in March, and now potentially we're going to be looking at another back test of support. Basically, we're just breaking above a resistance trend line, right? And we're back testing it as support once, and we might have another back test as support. So this essentially now turned into a descending support trend line. On top of that, you do have the support block here from 77.5 cents down to 55 cents. And that is something that I would expect to retest before we continue moving to the upside into September/August. So this low over here could be retested, right? On a, from a technical standpoint, you print a low, you start retracing to the upside, and then gradually you pull back down to where you started coming from. You print that low, you create a double bottom pattern, and from there you start breaking out. So in the grand scheme of things, we need to be breaking out of this channel down pattern. This is a massive channel down pattern. We've been in it since May 2022, so a year-long downtrend. And at some point, obviously, you're going to have to break to the upside because this is a bullish pattern. You typically break out of these channel down patterns to the upside. If it was a channel up pattern, that would be, we would be expecting a break to the downside. So it's the opposite in this situation. So I would potentially set up some buy limit orders from 85 cents down to 82.5 cents, down to 79 cents, down to 77.5 cents. And if you're feeling a bit bearish on Theta in terms of it pulling back down to this December 2022 low, you could also set up some buy limit orders slightly above 72.5 cents. But I would say anything below 80 cents is a steal. I personally do own some Theta, and I will be dollar cost averaging into the project. If we drop below 80 cents, I'll be getting more tokens. So that is something that I'm planning to do. This is not a large holding in my portfolio per se, but I do own some tokens nonetheless. Taking a look at the daily RSI, let's see what's going on here. We're pulling back down to the green support block, and as you can see historically, every single time you pull back down to this green area, you have a move to the upside. So the last time we did this was back here in March 2023. Before that in December and January, before that in November, and before that in August. And every single time you had to move to the upside. So this is an opportunity for you to make some money in the short to midterm. And this is also a great buying opportunity for anyone looking to invest long-term into Theta. So personally, I'm holding the tokens long-term. I will not be taking profits unless we get very overextended in September/August, which is when I'm expecting the next bull trap to take place. I'm expecting the markets to start rallying during the summer, and we're going to peak out somewhere in August, September. We're going to be in the overbought across all the altcoins, and then we're going to see a massive pullback into October, November, and from there, hopefully, we'll start retracing into the next bull market, into the next halving, and that's when the gains are going to be, that's when the gains are going to start to to show themselves, and the patience will start paying off. But obviously the bull market will only start properly a few months after the Bitcoin halving. So that is the daily chart for Theta. Now let's take a look at the weekly chart on TradingView real quick, because some people want to see the long-term targets that we have for this project. So assuming 71 cents is our low, we're going to take a look at the at this as our bear market low, right? So we're going to assume that the December low of 2022 is our actual bear market low, and we are going to take the March 2021 high. And from there, we're going to take a look at the 1.272 target. And I would be targeting $28 or $28.50 as my minimal target. That is probably where I would be exiting, to be honest with you. From where we are right now, that is going to be around 3,000% to the upside. So I would say that's pretty good in my opinion. We're sitting at 800 or almost $900 million market cap. So I would say expecting 100x from this coin would be quite naive, right? Because this is a higher cap altcoin. So you could potentially even start taking some profits once we get back to the previous all-time high at $13. That would be a good thing in my opinion. And you can just gradually start to average out until we get to this level here. Obviously, we could see something like a massive pump in a few weeks where we just explode and get to $50. That's also possible, but keep in mind $50 means a 50 billion market cap. A $28 price for the token would mean a $28 billion market cap. So just compare that with some of the other altcoins. Obviously, the market cap isn't, the be all and end all, because a lot of the meme coins have higher market caps than a lot of the, fundamentally sound projects. But this is definitely something to keep in mind. Now let's switch over to the KuCoin chart. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to touch on ExpressVPN. Now, do you like your privacy? Of course you do. So do I. That's why I choose ExpressVPN as my VPN, as it is the best VPN out there. And first and foremost, it is a privacy company. They do not keep any of your activity logs. So if you're using a Wi-Fi connection or really using any internet connection whatsoever, ExpressVPN comes in to save the day and protect you. And you can basically change your location to whatever country you want to be in at that moment in time. So let's say I want to access some streaming content that's not available here in Canada, and I want to watch some Japanese TV show. I can do that with ExpressVPN. Now, of course, you do get a 50% discount if you get the 12 months package, and you get a 3 months deal on top of that. So you get 3 months for absolutely free. So technically you're getting 15 months for the price of 12 with a 50% discount, which is quite the deal in my opinion. And of course, 30 days money back guaranteed. If you don't like something, you can definitely get your money back within the first 30 days, and the link is going to be down below in the description. Let's carry on with the video. So taking a look at the KuCoin chart on the weekly, I just want to have a little clean chart for you here and show you that this is our low, 75 cents. You can be dollar cost averaging all the way down until this area over here, and that's where I would be getting a lot of tokens, to be honest with you. And if you want to see my holdings, obviously feel free to check out the Patreon page. But taking a look at August and September and where we could potentially end up, I would be expecting a retest of $2.69. Now, this could be a bit too bullish, I know, but that's just a 3x from where we are at the moment, and I think that is doable. For example, from this low in December, we only did a 77% move to the upside, and usually the August/September highs are pretty good in terms of gains. For example, if we take a look at the 2022 August here, this was a bear market, keep in mind, but still we did a 77% move to the upside. Theta really loves 77%, I guess, right? You have 80% over here. And if we take a look at August 2021, so this was the low in July, and then we had the high over here in September at the end of August. So that was 170%. So we could definitely see a nice move to the upside. Potentially we could get a little bit lower than that. a little lower than $2.70. But why am I targeting that level is because this was our support back in March 2022, and then we lost it, we dropped back down, and then we entered this downtrend here, and we haven't retested that as resistance yet. So potentially we're going to come up there, back test that level as resistance, and then pull back down into October/November. And this is where I will be swing trading probably. If we get to this level here, we get very overextended on the daily, I will be taking some profits and then entering off of a pullback, probably waiting for a back test of the 20 EMA on the weekly. You know, once we get there, we'll see what happens, but this is definitely something that I would be targeting this August/September. And let's quickly take a look at the weekly RSI. As you can see, we are pulling back down from this resistance, and our next support down below is going to be over here. So this is where I would be entering. This is, mathematically speaking, going to be your best entry, because the last 2 times we retested that zone, we had a move to the upside. So this time there's a pretty good chance we're going to see another bounce to the upside, maybe not all the way back up to this resistance, but we could simply print a lower high. So this is still a good a good swing trading opportunity for anyone looking to make some money on the short-term side of things. The weekly stock, or the stochastic, is in the oversold at the moment, so this is a very good buying opportunity. If you take a look at August 2022 all the way until December 2022, we were here in the oversold for a very long time, and we're coming back down to that area right now. So this is definitely a good sign in terms of averaging into the project. And that is pretty much everything I have for the video here and for Theta's weekly update. If I missed out anything important, let me know down below in the comment section. But within the next week, I am expecting to see another a continuation of this pullback. Also keep in mind the FOMC meeting happening in June. If the Fed decides to continue raising interest rates, we are going to see the markets bleed, and a lot, because the markets and the investors are expecting a pause. I do not know what they're going to do. It all depends on the CPI inflation report that we're going to get a day before the FOMC meeting. So let's keep an eye on that, and I'm going to see you in the next update. Take care and goodbye.